Last time on Dragon Ball What If, Goku and Vegeta were finally able to have their long-awaited rematch, though it quickly proved to be less of a match and more of a straight-up beatdown, as Vegeta almost immediately had put Goku on the back foot. The situation became even more dire for the Heavenly Saiyan when they started using their transformations. Goku using Super Saiyan 2 and Vegeta using Super Saiyan 1. Despite using a weaker form, Vegeta was beating down Kakarot even worse than when they started the match in their natural states. The Super Monarch later provokes Goku to unleash his full power, to which the orange-clad Saiyan obliges, powering up to Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta then unleashes his own ultimate form, activating a transformation he dubbed Super Vegeta 2. Goku tries to catch Vegeta off guard with the Warp Kamehameha. However, the Saiyan Prince, too fast and vigilant, countered the Earth-raised Savior's maneuver with a Super Gallic Gun, finally defeating his rival after all these years. Is this victory over Kakarot a foreshadow of Vegeta's rise to becoming number one under the heavens? Let's see what happens next on Dragon Ball What If? Musuko no Ketsui! Goku and Vegeta proceed to make their way off the ring and towards the other participants. Bulma was bragging and cheering with joy, while Chi-Chi was saddened upon seeing her husband's defeat. Trunks was also celebrating his father's victory, though in a less elegant and more childlike way, kinda rubbing it in his best friend's face. Goten pouted at the fact that his father lost, but then decides to take solace in the idea of his big brother becoming the world champion of the entire tournament. After all, no one can beat Gohan. Krillin and Yamcha were both amazed and shocked by the result of the match. While they knew Goku wasn't the strongest of their group and was far from unbeatable, to witness him, of all people, being defeated so easily was something they weren't used to. Master Roshi also shared the same feelings with his student, but he was also immensely pleased as well, mainly about Vegeta's growth. It seemed only yesterday when he and Nappa had invaded Earth all those years ago in search of the Dragon Balls. And now, here he was, one of them, as a fellow martial arts master, one who has far surpassed Goku of all people, something the old hermit knew the Saiyan Prince had desired for a long time. And now, he has finally achieved his lifelong goal, which made Master Roshi intrigued on what would be next for Vegeta. Gohan asks his father if he's alright, to which Goku replies that he is alright, but did admit that he was exhausted, especially after using Super Saiyan 3. Yeah, about that. Gohan wanted to ask about Goku's usage of the form, especially about the pure blood statement about draining his time on Earth. The orange-clad Saiyan revealed that he was warned about Super Saiyan 3's side effect would shorten his time limit of his stay in the living realm, so he initially wanted to avoid using it, but ultimately decided to activate it anyway, motivated by Vegeta's words. Goku's further explanation made everyone finally understand why it took him so long to use Super Saiyan 3. This made Gohan scowl in frustration. While he understood his father's choice to stay dead, he still missed him every day since his passing, and was excited that his parental hero was coming back to them for one day. But now it seems that he and his family weren't going to get even that. Gohan now knows what he needs to do. Seeing his son scowl, Goku asks the hybrid if he's alright, causing the prodigy to snap out of his thoughts. He replies that he's fine, but there is something they both need to discuss. This causes Goku, Krillin, Shin, and Kibito to look at Gohan with curiosity, wondering what he wanted to talk about. Vegeta and Piccolo, however, look at their student with expectation, having a pretty good idea of what was on his mind. The half Saiyan asks his dad to let them use the Namekian Dragon Balls to revive him so he can come back home. Goku was shocked by the request and tries to refuse, still believing that the Earth is safer without him being there to attract unwanted threats. However, Gohan isn't backing down. He may have accepted his dad's reasoning in the past, but years of training and developing a bond with Vegeta had not only made him stronger, but also refined his spirit, making him more confident and assertive than before. He then proceeds to debunk Goku's assumption, using Buu as evidence, saying that the Pink Warrior had been sealed on Earth centuries before any of the Z fighters were even born. Not only that, they were easily able to stop Babidi and his minions from threatening their planet. And even though Buu was revived, they were able to convince the childish candy lover to change his ways and join their side. I mean, Gohan did like 99% of the work, but it was still a team effort. Kinda, sorta. This actually got Goku contemplating on his firstborn child's words. Gohan had a point. Despite his choice to stay dead, there was yet another villain the Z fighters had to face. Sure, this just so happened on the day he decided to visit his family and friends, but it was by pure coincidence, nothing more. Babidi was a foe that had nothing to do with him. Could could he have made the wrong decision all those years ago? Seeing Goku's thoughtful expression, Gohan had decided to persuade him another way. He suggests that his father watch the rest of the tournament, as the half Saiyan vows to win the entire competition and show the Earth race pureblood the strength that he obtained over the years, the power they can all accomplish together. The next match begins as it was Mighty Mask versus Killa, which ends with the former winning like in the original manga. The last match of the preliminaries doesn't even happen as due to Yamu's absence, Jules automatically advances to the next round. The quarterfinals then begins with the first match being Krillin versus Piccolo, with the nameless Namekian easily winning the fight against his comrade. I mean, come on, it's Krillin. Gohan is once again given a free pass to the next round due to Spopovich also being absent. Next, it was Mr. Satan versus Vegeta. And yeah, this was another easy match, with the Saiyan Prince obviously winning, much to the shock and horror of all the fraudulent champion's gullible fans. The next match ends with Mighty Mask instantly one-shotting Jules just like he did Killa. Now begins the semi-finals, where we finally get to go over a real match after being forced to address all those battles of mediocrity. The first match is Piccolo versus Gohan. Both teacher and student make their way to the stage before standing on opposing sides, ready to begin the match. Huh, now that Gohan thinks about it, he and Piccolo never had fought against each other like this. Sure, they had sparring sessions, but that was them training together. This was different. This was a contest to see who was the better warrior. After taking off his weighted clothing, Piccolo unleashes his full, unrestrained power, encasing himself in a condensed, brilliant white aura. Almost everyone is shocked when sensing this level of power coming from Piccolo, including Goku. His former rival's power was almost as strong as him as a Super Saiyan 3. Shin was especially surprised. He thought Piccolo had already showcased his true strength during their match, but it seemed that the weights had hid his real power. Gohan smiles at this display from his first mentor, proud of what the nameless Namekian had cultivated for himself. He too charges up his ki, easily matching his mentor's level of strength. This made Piccolo smirk with a bit of annoyance. Really? That's it? He understands Gohan has grown exponentially over the years, but the fact that his student was only summoning just enough ki to where they were equal in power is kind of vexing in a way. He doesn't know whether he should be proud or insulted. Oh well, it is what it is. Even if he loses, he plans on making Gohan work for that win. The match begins with both fighters instantly appearing in the center of the ring, their respective forearms clashing against each other. One goes for another attack, causing the other to defend, as their fight quickly evolved into a whirlwind of fists and boots. As specialists of the Demon Clan style, their attacks possessed both savagery and precision, with each painful strike designed to land with high proficiency. Piccolo was a pure practitioner of the deadly art due to him being the originator, as well as continuing to evolve it. Gohan, on the other hand, had other fighting styles under his belt that he had learned from his other masters and was able to fuse all three martial art practices into a single unified combat form. A hybrid fighting style, if you will, which was perfect and unique to the half Saiyan. Thanks to this fusion of fighting forms, Gohan is able to put Piccolo on the back foot, constantly changing his movements in an unpredictable fashion, forcing the Namekian on the defensive. Thinking fast, the former Demon King flies upward, seemingly in an attempt to gain some distance, which Gohan quickly followed. Once Piccolo was up in the air, he created several key clones before signaling them to attack. His student was easily able to fend off against the mobile constructs, as the copies of his teacher don't have any real strength within them. One by one, each clone had been unsurprisingly felled by the prodigious disciple's fist. Gohan then senses Piccolo charging at him from behind, making him instantly turn around, chopping the Namekian's arm off before the punch could land. This caught the demonic disciple off guard. Ah, snap! He didn't mean for that to happen! But this was all part of Piccolo's plan, as he had lowered his ki to make his arm weak enough to slice off. The reincarnated Namekian then uses ki to control the severed arm, making it fire a one-handed Masenko at Gohan's back, sending him flying toward his mentor. Piccolo then powers up even further, executing Evil Flight Strike, catching his student in a tornado of claw swipes, each slash cutting into the halfling's body. This didn't last long, as the teenage hybrid had managed to catch both of the nameless Namekian's hands before burying his knee into the former monarch's stomach, knocking the wind out of him. Gohan then executes his evil whirlwind technique, kicking his opponent down toward the ring. Piccolo had managed to stop himself from crashing into the ground before launching a full-power energy wave volley. However, the ki blasts weren't aiming towards the halfling himself. They instead surrounded his person, revealing that the move had transformed into the Hell Zone grenade skill. Gohan, expecting this, quickly activates Energy Dome, protecting himself from his mentor's energy attacks. He isn't out of the woods yet, though, as Piccolo appears before his pupil, his arm pulsating with gold electricity.
Destruction Demon Wave!
The explosive super attack destroys Gohan's energy dome, giving Piccolo the opening he needed to land a paralyzed beam, rendering his protege immobilized. The reincarnated monarch then powers up even further, building up as much ki as his body could handle and charging up a light grenade. This made the prodigious half Saiyan panic, knowing that getting hit by that move as he is now would be bad news. Just as Piccolo is about to launch his attack, Gohan's aura springs to life, freeing him from the paralysis before firing a Super Masenko at almost point-blank range. The Super Namekian tries to counter the blast with his light grenade. However, it is quickly destroyed as the demon flash slammed into his person, causing an explosive flash of light, with the cloud of smoke taking its place soon after. Falling out of the smoke was Piccolo. His body almost crashed to the ground. However, he was caught by Gohan before that could happen, with the halfling being declared the winner by knockout. Piccolo quickly regains consciousness thanks to being healed by Kibito. He congratulates Gohan on his victory, to which his disciple responds with gratitude. Goku compliments the Namekian for his cleverness and strategy during the fight, something that his son instantly agrees, admitting that he had to briefly call upon his full base power to get the W. This got Goku excited for the finals, hoping that Gohan's last match would maybe push him to actually transform. The second fight of the semi-finals was Vegeta versus Mighty Mask, with the Saiyan Prince being declared the winner due to the intensity of the battle exposing the mysterious warrior as Goten and Trunks, who were not only kids, but also two people, disqualifying them. This leads to the final match of the World Martial Arts Tournament, Gohan versus Vegeta, a second master versus student match. The two sane warriors smirk at each other with excitement and anticipation. Time for a rematch. Will this battle between the prodigious hybrid and the Saiyan Prince go differently than last time? And will we finally be able to witness Gohan's true power? Leave a comment down below as well as a like and subscribe in order to tune in next time on this Dragon Ball What If? だんだん心惹かれてくその眩しい笑顔に果てない闇から飛び出そう Hold my hand